Okay, students, so I talked to you guys about making pages in Google Draw. So I'm going to create a video of that in case any of you weren't in the meeting or it was hard to follow. So you go to your waffle and you go to your drive. And once you're in your drive, you're going to click New. You have to wait for it to load up or it won't work correctly. Okay, so go to New and then pull all the way down to More. Slide over to Google Drawing. And then you get this. All right, I think the first thing I talked to you about doing was titling the page. So if your page is going to be an autograph page, call it that. If it's going to be a pride page, call it that. I'm going to do Neil Cohort. And I don't have a cohort page, so this is just going to be my demo page. Okay. So first of all, this isn't the shape of our yearbook, right? Our yearbook it doesn't go this way. It goes this way. So we need to change it to portrait, not landscape. So we're going to go to File, and you're going to go to Page Setup way down here. Okay. Once you get to Page Setup, it says standard for this ratio 4:3. So we don't want that. We want to go to Custom. And then we want to change the inches from 10 to 7 by 7.5 to the size of a piece of paper, which is 8.5 by 11. Okay, so I'm going to apply those changes, and now it looks more like a piece of paper, right? So that's good. Sorry, getting bombarded by emails. Okay. So I'm going to move this down so that I can, if I can move it down. Oh, wish this stuff would cooperate with me today. Okay, it's not going to cooperate. I'm just going to leave it. So here's what you do. I am going to two-finger click on my trackpad, and I can make the background a color. Okay, I can add any color here to it, and it'll just fill the whole background. I can add a gradient, and it'll fill the whole background. So something like this. You can also just insert images. You can have an image as your background. If you wanted to make an image your background, you can search the web for images. Let's say that your page is going to be about the environment. Okay, so I'm going to search for a forest. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the forest and wait for it to show up on my page. Now I need to stretch it out to fit. This might not have been the best option because it's going to make it really stretched, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to actually change my background to white so that I can show you what I'm going to do here. If you're just going to add things to a background, you can just work with a solid color background. If you want your background to be an image, you stretch it out to the size. Exact size of the page. It can't overlap the rectangle. All right. Once you get it the exact size of the page, then you are going to click on it so it's selected and go to Format Options. In Format Options, you can adjust things. So this is way too dark, right? Like this nothing is going to show on it. It's going to kind of be center stage. But I want the things I put on the page to be center stage. So you can go to Adjustments and change the transparency, and it makes it lighter. So it just becomes like a subtle thing in the background instead of being, taking up everything. That's one way to just use a photo or something for. Okay, so that's one way you can do things. You can add just the background color. Then you're going to go to Word Art. Okay, so if this is going to be Neil Cohort page, so maybe I won't do this in the background. I'm going to delete that. Maybe I'm just going to stick with a fun background color gradient. Okay, and then I'm going to insert Word Art. Okay, this is how we're going to do our titles, like our headings of the pages. Okay, so this is going to be Neil's Cohort, all right? And it pops up like this, and it's Arial font, which is not a fun font. So you want to pick something more fun. You can go to More Fonts, and it will actually, if you don't have as many fonts as I do, you can click More Fonts, and it brings up a ton of different fonts that you just click and you can add them to your font choices. So that's kind of fun. I've already added a ton to mine, so I don't need to do that again. So then you're going to pick a cool font that you like, all right, and you're going to maybe move that heading up to the top. Now you have lots of options for what to do with this. You can change the fill color by going to this little paint bucket, and you can click and change that to whatever color you want. You can also change the outline color, which is cool, which is why I love word art. I'm going to do something crazy and make the outline yellow. Now you can't really see it, so I'm going to make this thing here with these three little lines actually changes the thickness of the outline. So now you can see that the outline is yellow. Cool, huh? All right, I can do even more cool stuff. I can go over here if it's selected, and I can go over to drop shadow. I can select that, and I can actually, I'm going to open that up for my choices. I can make the distance of the drop shadow bigger so I can actually see it. Now you can see there's a shadow behind it, which is really cool. I can make it a little more blurred because it looks kind of solid to me. That looks more like a shadow when it's blurred. And then I can move the angle of it, so I can make the shadow from coming out of the top. I can make it coming out of the side, the bottom, wherever I want it to be. So I just decide where I want my shadow, and then I leave it there. You can increase the distance, decrease the distance, whatever you want to do. But I think the shadow looks pretty cool. So that's a cool way to make things look like they're popping off the page and adding depth. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to insert your photos if you've got them. Let's say I wanted to add, we talked about adding the, what do you call it, the Polaroid. Oh my goodness. The Polaroid photo. You could click something like this and put it on your page so that you can add the images in it. You could, anything you want it to show up with a transparent background, type it with transparent background. I know it's a pain to type all that, but then it will give you Polaroid images that when you click on them and put them onto your page, it won't have a white square around it, which is nice, right? So now I have a spot where I can stick a bunch of photos that I get from my computer. I'm going to figure out how to get you guys the photos. I'm still working on that. So if you guys make your pages and they're all ready and all they need are pictures, then we're in good shape, right? So I'm going to upload a picture from my computer. Let's see what I've got on this PC. Where is my desktop? There it is. Huh. That's weird because I just used it earlier. Oh, here they are. Okay. So let's just use, do I have a photo? I don't. I don't on this computer. So if I were doing this on my home computer, I would, but it died and I had to go take it in to get it fixed. So I'm just going to click this. Okay, so there's this little picture of this girl. I want to show you something you can do with pictures. If there's a lot of empty background that you don't really want, you can double click on the image, double click, and it'll get this little black line around it, and it lets you change how much of the image shows up. So I can reduce the background with that. And now it just shows up like this. Okay, so that's something you can do if it helps. And then I'm going to shrink this photo down, and I'm going to add it to this. I need to obviously rotate it. Now you would be doing this with a real photo, not a Bitmoji. I just don't have any real photos on mine. You don't want to do what I just did and push it up from the bottom or the sides because it's going to make the photo out of proportion. So obviously this would have been better if I picked a photo that was square or that I could make square before I put it in here, right? But I think you guys catch the drift because I'm going to have to shrink this proportionately by going from the corner, and then it'll fit in here, but man, it's tiny, right? So what I can do is if this were a real girl, I could just, do a close-up of less of her body, right? And then I could make it into a square, and now I can stretch it out bigger by grabbing a corner. You always have to do it from the corner because then it, doesn't make her, people stretched. Yeah, and now that fits better. Okay, so then you're going to just add the pictures to the things. Obviously, you don't have to do it like this. You could just insert your pictures. I'll show you that too from my computer. Let's go to this little girl here. I'm going to shrink that a little bit, and then I can actually just go right to the format options, and I can add a drop shadow behind her. Again, I don't know why the distance is always so little that you can't even see it. So I definitely want to increase the distance, and I don't like that angle at all. Let's do that angle. Make the blur radius a little bit. Make it a little bit blurred so it looks more like a shadow. And then now it looks like the picture is popping off the page a little bit. I can rotate this if I want to make my pictures kind of fun. Put on the page, not just straight up and down. And then I can keep adding photos until I've got the whole thing. You can also find borders. I don't know. Let's see if we can find a border. Insert image, search the web. What if I do borders with transparent background? There you go. And then maybe I can find some cool borders that I like. Don't use a border if it looks bad, but if you can find a border that looks cool and you want to use one, that's great. Let's see this. That's not a transparent background, so I'm not going to use that because I don't want to cover up my whole thing. At any rate, you can also draw borders if you want to. You can just create shapes. This is kind of fun. Let me show you this. If you go to shapes, you can. There's hearts. There's lightning bolts, sun, moon, clouds. You can actually add these things to your page if you wanted to. It always comes up this light blue color, so you might want to fill it in white to make it look like a cloud. If I wanted to copy, I can click Control C and then Control V, and I can make a bunch of clouds. I can put them all over the page. And I don't want them covering up my pictures, right? So what I can do, definitely want to change the sizes of some of them so they don't all look exactly the same. Stretch some of them out longer so they're a little bit different shapes. Oh, that was not what was supposed to happen. Ugh. Okay. And then what I can do is go to Arrange up here and go to Order and then Send to Back. And now that cloud goes behind the pictures instead of being over the top of it. So I would do that here too. Arrange, Order, Send to Back. Okay? So there's just some, things you can do. Experiment with it. Have fun. I want you guys to really create some awesome creative pages. And then we can get those into the yearbook. So that is one way to create pages. I will show you the next way once we get the Remember Me account set up. And that's it. So good luck, guys, and have fun.